What was your reaction to suspension?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Who's going to call pitches Friday, Saturday? How's that going to get worked out?
Well, it's not finalized yet. We've already got a kind of a plan in place, and Coach Stiles, the pitching coach, will call pitches, and then it'll be a collaboration of the coaching staff, like it always is. You know, one guy gets to put the fingers up or what have you, but it's always accumulated information, and so it'll be a teamwork thing there. Not that I'm so valuable; it takes several people to take my position. That's not just different people have different strengths and what they find out and so forth and so on. So we think we've got a good plan.
How tough will that be for you not to be able to be part of it?
Extremely difficult. It's what I do, and I would say tongue in cheek that I hope they don't do too well without me. But anyway, I have a great staff. I'm sure it'll be seamless. It's going to kill me not to be here. I think we need all hands on deck when we're scuffling, which we are, and we try to get this thing going. And I'm just one hand in many, but I get the title of head coach, and it's frustrating that I won't be included in Friday and Saturday, but I'll be glued to the TV. The good news is it's on TV, and I can watch and listen and be a part of it until it's over, and then come back and be a part of it, and then disappear, and then be a part of it the next day after it's over.
You can't be in the park.
Can't be in the stadium. Right? Can't be within sound or sight or those type of things. I can watch it, but I can't communicate with anybody.
Can't text anybody or anything like that. With these, what all you talked about calling the pitches? What else do you need to have guys do to take your place?
Well, I wish I'd have prepared for that. Is my boss listening? The good news is I delegate a lot of things. We have an offensive coordinator, and that's Coach Wazakowski. He runs the offense, and I don't usually step into those boundaries and micromanage him. And so Coach Oman and him will be prepared to handle that. I do some administrative things, which are that's the easy part, ground rules and ready lists and different things like that. I make pitching decisions and call the pitches. That's probably the most significant game-by-game thing that I do. Run the defense, call first and third defenses, bunt defenses, those kind of things. And so I guess I would be called the defensive coordinator, for lack of a better description. And then, some head coaches or coordinators. Chip was the offensive coordinator. We had an offensive coordinator, but he called pitches, and so he has assistants that are very competent in their areas, and so do I. So it'll just be a different person calling those plays and putting those plays on. And as far as the message that's talked about with the team, that's a collaborated effort from all of us, including today's message, tomorrow's message, and then the message going into Friday and Saturday. So. I guess if there is an umpire's dispute, the assistants aren't supposed to do that, so somebody has to be tabbed, the head coach, and has that responsibility to ask for dispute's a strong word, especially coming off of what just happened, asking for them to reconsider a call or to have a conference. Or the umpires, typically, they're trying to get it right. They work very hard to get it right. It's a tough job in any sport. So Coach Waz will be deemed the person to ask them to reconsider their call if that happens this week, or the two games that I'm going to be missing.
Acting head coach.
Correct.
If you need that. Okay.
Regardless of who's putting the fingers down, as you say, is there like an overriding philosophy of pitching that you want your team to abide by, whether you're the guy calling the pitches or not?
Yeah, we have a scouting report that's put together by Coach Ullman for me. He watches their hitters. Coach Waz watches their pitchers because he breaks those guys down to our players. And I watch tape. So in this case, Coach Stiles will watch tape and go back over last year's notes and the returning guys. And then you incorporate that into what our pitchers' strengths are and weaknesses are. And our philosophy is we always try to err on the side of going with what our pitcher is able to do and not so much a scouting report. So no one better to know what that is than Coach Stiles.
It looked like Peterson had a brace on his knee. Is that something new, or is it?
That's because he got hit in the knee with when he came out at SC on Saturday. So he's day to day. As we announced, TBA. We got some stuff going on, and we hope they're all ready to go. And in a perfect scenario, they're all ready to go in the same roles they pitched last weekend. But because of that and some other stuff going on that I'm not prepared to talk about, we're TBA.
Is Cole not set then for Friday?
He's penciled in, I guess would be the best way to say it. He's got some stuff going on. I don't want to talk about what it is because I think it might be a competitive disadvantage, so he should be fine.
Would Graham be your starter Sunday or Hart? I mean, do you have a...
That's what we're thinking. We're kind of waiting to see, again, TBA is TBA. Assuming that Irvin can go Friday and we'll just have to wait and see if Graham is used on Friday or Saturday, and if our preferred Sunday starter is ready to go on Sunday, then it won't be Graham. If our preferred Sunday starter isn't ready to go and Graham has not been used up, then he's one of the candidates.
When did
I hate to be so vague, Steve. I'm
No,
not trying to dodge it.
Is Harbor your preferred Sunday starter?
Well, I just said to him, to Tyson, that we would like to be the same as last week, and so that's what we did last week.
Okay.
But there's some things that I'm not playing a competitive deal with them or trying to be an idiot to you. I promise
I got you.
When did Cooper bring up dropping down to that submarine 3/4 style to you guys?
That was over the summer. He and his dad, and actually Daryl Hunter, dropped down in pro ball farther than he was with us. And that was an experiment that started over the summer, and he got better and better and better and better. And I think each and every week that goes by, he's continued to impress me that he's getting better. So.
Do you have a firm enough grasp on those guys thrown from that angle to give him pointers if something's off? I mean, because it's a relatively rare...
Yeah, I've never thrown from down there, but, Daryl recommended some things. I've had underarm guys. Coach Serrano, who was an assistant coach with me, wasn't quite as low as Coop, but he threw from the side like that. And the mechanics I'm familiar with, and both he and his dad, Coach Stiles and Cooper, have invested a lot of. That's the great thing about this day and age, man. You can Google anything and find suggestions or examples and so forth. And videotape of some guys that are doing it pretty well. But back in the, Berg's a little different than that, and Eckersley back in the day, and Takovi and those kind of guys that threw underarm. Takovi or Quisenberry was a guy I competed against in junior college, and he was over the top, and then ended up having a great career from the side. So,
with Graham kind of moving into more at least of a long reliever's role, if not a starter, I mean, Cooper's got to be a pretty key guy for you to get to that Nogasak, Clevenger end there.
He's become a bridge guy and a very good bridge guy, and again, I tip my cap to Coop. He's kind of been a self-made with he and his dad, and came up with that concept and has continued to improve and get more competent. And, I hoped and wished that he'd play a significant role, and he has. So good for Cooper.
Your SD, he had to get some 2 errors on Friday, then he sat Saturday and Sunday. What was the reason for that?
Defense. We didn't like the way our infield defense was functioning, and extra outs, and Mattias struggled defensively, and had a good offensive day that day, and then didn't play, like you said. But we're going to go into this weekend with the same defense we ended on Sunday, and Tolman at third, and Pasloff at second, and Karaviotis at short. And hopefully Cuddy will be back in the defensive lineup as well. And we've got to shore up a lot of things, but infield defense is one of them.
Your next 4 series are against teams that are in that bottom half with you. Is this an opportunity to do you look at that and say, hey, man, we got some teams that we've kind of taken on the top, and now we got a chance to some teams that are right near us there in the standings?
I wouldn't say it that way, because out of respect to all the teams in the pack, Washington's a lot like us. Their overall record's a lot like us. They're 7-11, we're 5-10, so they've had one more series under their belt. And, actually, if with a one more series, they went 2-1, so we would have to go 2-1 against them for them to leave town to be tied. To be honest with you, Steve, I'm just concerned about us getting better. Friday's game, taking them the mentality of our team. You know, all the cliches are spot on for us. I don't think we can get too far out there. You know, we just take it 1 weekend at a time, see if we can get a weekend series at home. And that starts on Friday against they got us 2 out of 3 in Seattle, and that's all I'm focused on. And the relevant thing is we're only halfway through the Pac-12 race. So in the event that I keep saying it, if we get better, and we have to get better, and we can find ourselves winning some series, maybe we can make a little bit of a run up the standings in the Pac-12 as each week goes by. But to get too far out there and speculate that we have an easy go of it because we played the top teams, and Utah's holding their own this year, so there is no bottom team in the pack. They're all good. We're operating at the bottom, so we think we're pretty good at times, and that's probably the best example I can share with my guys.